Greetings, friends and followers. This is Nurses Talking. I am Dale Barzy. As always, if you like what you see and hear, subscribe. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Here on Nurses Talking, we speak to nurses anywhere in the world and at any stage in their nursing journey, from students through retirees and anywhere in between. Today, it is my great pleasure to welcome Semiloore Olaore.
Ooh.
She's a nursing student in Nigeria, a global mental health leader, and the executive director of a mental health organization, Menthali. As a student in her fourth year, she believes that nurses can be more than the traditional responsibilities associated with the nursing profession. And as she's fond of saying, I am a nurse and more. She believes that nurses should also extend their knowledge beyond the bedside and begin to dominate other sectors outside the healthcare system. Her passion for excellence, growth, and leadership led her to kickstart a journey as a mental health advocate. And as such, she uses her voice and her platform to educate people on mental health and navigating right during challenging times. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Semiloore. Welcome.
Thank you so much for the privilege to be doing this with you. It's a big privilege for me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, that is mutual. It is a privilege for me also. I truly,
Wow.
truly, truly enjoy speaking to nurses in general. I really enjoy speaking to younger nurses who are coming along. I am so excited about what they're doing and what they see the future holding for them.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to me, and I get to speak to nurses all over the world. What could be better? So tell me, what led you to choose nursing as a career?
Okay, yes. So when it comes to nursing, sincerely speaking, nursing is not my passion. Nursing is not my desire. In fact, I hated nursing. Let me say that in that way. I never loved nursing because the way it was portrayed in Nigeria, the way it was portrayed, even on social media, it was like, no, I don't want to do something like this because the kind of person I am, I'm somebody that loves leadership. I love getting into spaces and then let's do stuff, let's move things. But then I realized that in nursing, the way people portrayed it at that time was that, oh, it's just something that you just have to care for people and that's just it. But then that's not me. So I did not like nursing at all. But then as I was looking for admission here and there, I wanted to be a medical doctor, actually, a
Mm.
medical doctor. But then it did not work out. So nothing worked out. In fact, I was crying the day that I got the admission. I was like, I don't want to do this because I don't like it. I don't want to be wearing gown and then I'll put a white hat on my head. I did not want something like that. But then it came and then I did not have a choice than to just go for it at that time. In fact, my dad was like, just do this one. Just do
Mm.
it. Then later on, you will cross into medicine. So that was the mindset that I had right from the beginning. I could remember that the first class that I had in nursing, that was Foundation of Nursing Science. Believe me, I cried after the class. I was like, what is this? I don't want to do this. You understand things like that. I don't want to do it. So I was like, okay, let me just continue. Let me see what I can even get from it. Or probably I'll just cross, just like my dad had told me
Yeah.
earlier that I can just cross. But then later on, I started to see that no, nothing is actually what I wanted. Nothing is actually me. Nothing is everything around me. That discovery really exposed me to myself. At a point, I was just thanking God. I thank God that I got nothing because that is the best course I could actually do. That is the best. So nursing for me, it's a really amazing course. It's a
Yes.
really good profession, sincerely speaking. And I'm so proud. In fact, everywhere I go, I'm so proud to flaunt the fact that I'm a nurse. I'm so proud of it.
You said something very important because I found that to be true as well. You said nursing exposed you to yourself. I found
Yeah.
that to be absolutely true.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
before becoming a nurse, I would tell anybody I really didn't have any idea who I was. I thought I knew.
Mm.
But it turns out
Wow.
I really didn't. So, so what about you're in your fourth year,
Yes.
right? Of a 4 year or a 5 year
It's
journey?
5 years in
Of a
Nigeria.
5 year journey. All right.
Yeah.
So you're in your fourth year. What challenged you?
When it comes to the challenges I faced in nursing, to be candid, as a student, generally for students, nursing is stressful. The
Mhm.
fact that you have to combine clinical practices with classes, with assignments, with project works, it's a very stressful thing. But I really did not find it as a problem because I already saw myself in it. So the passion was there. Even at the midst of everything that was happening in the department, the fact that you have to go for clinicals and still come back to class, and then you are leaving class in the evening. But then I was happy doing that because I already saw myself in it. I saw everything about me in nursing. So it was just like I was doing me. I was being
Mhm.
natural. I was just doing me. So that is just it. I won't say I did not face challenges, but then the challenges were not, I didn't see it as a challenge actually. I just see it as me being myself. I'm just doing me. So it was something natural for me. Even though sometimes during exam period, it's so stressful. In fact, I just completed my nursing council exam yesterday. So very soon I'll be a registered nurse. So I can't wait to celebrate that really because the journey has not been easy. But then the fact that I'm doing what I love, even though I did not love it initially,
In
but
the
the fact
beginning.
that when I saw myself in it, I saw me in it. I was like, yes, this is me. This is what I want to do. And that was just it. So it's not a challenge. It's just me doing myself.
All right, all right, all right. And I see that you're gravitating to mental health.
Yes,
Why?
yes. Okay. So when it comes to mental health, I've always loved this right from the beginning because I am a very compassionate person right from the beginning, right from childhood. I'm very compassionate. And then what actually prompted me into looking at, okay, why does this have to be this way? Because I'm a kind of person that I ask questions a lot. So then in school, I realized that most kids come to school with so much emotional pressure, even from home. And it started to raise some questions in my heart that why does this have to be this way? Why do children have to carry so much baggage right from
But then,
the beginning? Even as a child, I was thinking that way because I just wanted to know the real problem in this thing. So as I grew, I started realizing that okay, I think this is just what I would love to do. I really want to connect with people, share their pains, and also be compassionate towards them. So that was what led to me entering into the field of mental health. And the fact that as I grew older, I started to see that, oh, it's not just about individuals, even some organizations. We really need to start teaching mental health in organizations. We really need to start teaching mental health in schools, among teachers, even in parents, marriage, every sectors. We need to start talking about these things because now with so much, with the things going on around now in our society today, we can see that there is a need to keep emphasizing on mental health
yeah.
because there's so much dysfunctionality in the world. It's
Yes,
everywhere,
yes,
even in the
yes,
life community is everywhere. So there is
yeah.
a need for us to start standing as a light and shining our light in that sector. So that I see it as a privilege, really, because I don't see it as okay, I'm just doing mental health. I see it as a ministry. I see it as a
Mm,
calling. God has called me into this field. And most time when I do my things and then my friends are like, oh, Semiloore, you did this. I'm just letting it flow out of me because this is just so me. So that's just
mm. Yeah, okay. And in seeing it that way, one of the things you that I see doesn't even cross your mind actually is the traditional stigma associated with mental health. And
mm,
one way to remove it, you talk about, broadening the aspect of it, talking about it in schools, talking about the teachers and parents and organizations and stuff like that, bringing it basically into the mainstream, which is where it belongs.
yes, yes,
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So this organization, Menthali, did you found did wait, are you the founder?
yes, yes. I'm the founder. I launched it in January. January 5th of this year. And ever since then, it has been a whole lot. Like we've been doing a whole lot. And the fact that people are sharing the testimony that thank you for doing this, because I've been able to gain myself, I've been able to do a lot of things, I've been able to heal. I've gotten that comment so many times because a lot of people are now emphasizing on healing, because for you to move to the next stage, you can't keep carrying the baggage of the past and keep dragging it along. So I got so much comment from Semiloore, thank you so much. And now I am healing from my past. Now I am moving ahead, I'm forging ahead. And that is what the organization is about. We really want to bridge the gap in mental health. And it's not just in Nigeria, globally. But then one thing I understand is that for every vision to be global, then you need to start from your immediate environment. Start by providing solutions to your environment, so that when you have successfully done that, you can apply the same rules, the same strategies for even outside of your environment. And I'm happy doing it. I'm so happy doing it.
I can see that. I can see that. Oh my goodness. You're coming into nursing and into health at a time when technology in every field, and especially as we're talking about health, in the healthcare field, is a big thing. It's a big thing. How do you see it impacting your journey?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Because I feel like this question, we really need to start discussing it even in universities. Because we are in a changing world and we can't keep using the system of the old to keep training nursing students. In fact, I posted one article recently, the future of healthcare system, and I shared to a lot of nursing students because we really need to start waking up to these changes. Now we
Mhm.
are in the era of technology, and not just any kind of technology. We are in the era of AI. Nurses need to start learning and start immersing themselves into the knowledge of technology. And that is why I emphasize on something that even nursing leaders need to start engaging in policies that can enable nursing students to start learning about these things early. Because once you are out of school, you will face the reality and then you realize that, oh, it was not what I was taught in school that is actually going on in my world today. So there is a need to start familiarizing ourselves with technology. And there is also the negative aspect of it, really, because when you start using, for example, let's use ChatGTP for an example. When you use it consistently, it gets to a time that if you are not careful, you will be knowledge dependent on technology.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to think. In fact, it will be as if, oh, can't I think about this thing? So there is a
Yes.
need to balance technology and natural knowledge. There is a need to
Yes.
balance technology and natural knowledge. And as much as we want to promote technology, because we really need to start promoting it, even in the nursing sector, because there are some tasks that it will no longer be nursing based tasks anymore. It will not be technology based
Base.
tasks.
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
we really need to start pushing forward in terms of technology. And even as we are pushing forward, we should not neglect the fact that we are humans. And based on nursing, nursing is actually holistic care. We should not forget that aspect of holistic care. And for you to actually perform holistic care, it must come out of you, from your inside. So we really need to balance these things.
Yep, yep, yep. And that in itself is going to be a huge project. It's almost like an awakening, you know. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. What advice do you think? You're a fourth year student. You're not just a fourth year student, you're someone with huge, huge vision.
Yes.
And not only do you have a vision, you've already taken steps along the way to bring that vision into fruition, more than just, the nursing. You're broadening that. What would you say to someone who wants to be a nurse today? What advice would you give them?
Okay. To someone that wants to become a nurse, the best advice I can give is for me is that there is no limit to what you can become in nursing field. We have nurses. If you notice that in my bio, I wrote something that a nurse and more.
Mhm.
We need to start having nurses as policy makers in boardrooms, that can make policies, that can help nursing students, and not just nursing students, even nurses themselves, that can help them. And apart from that, feel free to explore nursing. Nursing is wide, nursing is huge. And that is one thing I love about nursing, the fact that nursing is wide. I was thinking that nursing is just something narrow, it's a narrow profession. But when I read about it, when I researched, I was like, wow, this is where I should be, because it will allow me to be me. It will allow me to do me. So feel free to explore nursing, do nursing, explore nursing, and don't be afraid to explore. There's so much fields in nursing. Even as a mental health nurse, I'm thinking of going into mental health nursing. Even
Mm.
at that, there are still aspects in nursing, even mental health nursing, that is so wild.
Yeah,
So wow,
yeah,
we have child and adolescents, we have geriatric mental health nursing. So it's
yeah.
so wow, be free to explore. Just let it flow. That is what I would say.
Oh, okay. I have one more question. Well, actually, I have two more questions. I have two more questions. The first one is, if you could describe, I've been collecting these words. So if you could describe what is the most essential quality of a nurse to you, what you think of as the most essential quality of a nurse in just one word, what would that word
Okay,
be?
in just one word, I would say nursing is life.
Life. Okay.
Nursing is life.
Okay.
Can I expatiate more?
Absolutely.
Okay, the reason
Yes.
why I said nursing is life is because it's not even basically about what you know. It is about what is coming out of you. So if you don't have those feelings, those compassion, if it's not coming out of you, you are just doing a tax oriented nursing. So it's life. Nursing is life. And that is why I said you can explore nursing. Why? You can explore life.
You can explore life.
I feel like I'm
Yes.
already talking in terms of philosophy.
I think you are. I think you are. And lastly, but not leastly, what
Okay.
does self-care mean to you? Because you speak so enthusiastically and so fervently about giving, about giving. And the danger exists that we give everything and don't leave anything for ourselves. We don't take care of ourselves. So what does self-care mean to you?
Okay. For me, self-care is, I would talk based on myself and the way I see self-care as. To me, self-care is doing yourself, being at your natural state. You don't have to force yourself into becoming somebody that can help others. You don't have to force yourself into it. Just let it flow out of you. Let it come out of you. Self-care is just being your natural self. Because I realize that most people see self-care as, okay, you have to be some kind of person to actually provide that for yourself. But then why don't you look inward? Why don't you look inward first and then let it come out of you? And also, self care is exploring yourself, because God created us as dynamic beings, because there is no limit to what we can become. Then why don't you look into yourself and explore yourself? To me, that is the greatest form of self-care. Be yourself, explore yourself, and give it out to others too. Embrace others while being yourself. So to me, that's just it.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I could not have expressed that any better. I really could not have expressed that any better. And that's a very unique actually way of talking about self-care. Very often when I ask people about self-care, and even when I myself talk about self-care, very often we talk about what we actually do for ourselves. We don't just express it quite the way you did. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
So before we go, are there any last words, any little
Okay.
gems you'd like to leave us with?
Yes. Okay. I would just want to shout out to every nurses out there, whether you're a nursing student, a working nurse, or probably a retiree, I just want to say shout out to you all. You are doing amazingly well because it's not easy to care for people. It's not easy to carry the pains of others and walk them through the journey. It's not easy. So shout out to everyone. And this is me saying I'm proud to be a nurse. I'm so proud to be a nurse.
Ah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Semiloore. Thank you. It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you.